This is BoomerLife on CL 650.
This is BoomerLife on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Today we're in the studio with JimDoyle, Senior Financial Consultant with Investors Group Financial Services. And this conversation is about ways to start the new year armed with a fresh perspective, looking forward to starting 2017 on the right track financially. So as we head into the peak shopping season, just prior to Christmas, do you find yourself feeling stressed out about money matters? Chances are you are not alone. The very first place to start, identifying financial goals and priorities. So, Jim, can you review with us 3 principles of the financial planning process? I know this is going to be good.
Master the following 3 principles of the financial planning process to take you where you want to go. Set goals and priorities you want to achieve. Then look at where resources you have to get you there. And that includes looking at your income and expenses over the past year, as well as assets and debt. Number 2, successful planning requires positive cash flow. You need positive cash flow in order to save long term. Look at your average monthly income and expenses so you can see what's left over to help create your budget and your plan. Number 3, regularly tracking where you are financially and ongoing evaluation of your plans and strategies keeps the plan relevant and effective. This is where the help of an advisor can be invaluable.
So if you happen to be already overwhelmed, you might consider writing down Jim's number and giving him a call. He'll answer any question you might have. 604-682-5431. Creating a comprehensive written financial plan could be just an absolutely wonderful way to start the brand new year.
Many clients have told me that the most difficult part of the whole process is to walk through the door of my office and admit that they weren't managing their money or setting goals. But once that first step was taken, they felt relieved and wondered why they didn't engage in the planning process sooner.
And we've said this before, there is no need to be embarrassed about it. Peace of mind is priceless. And like you mentioned earlier, Jim, imagine traveling to a destination without a map and having no idea how you were going to get there. It's got to be completely unsettling.
There are 3 things that everyone has to have where money is concerned: clarity, confidence, and control. Understand what options you have at your disposal, how the decisions you make may impact your personal life and finances, and what the trade-offs are for each decision.
So, for example, you're talking about if you save a little more or reduce current spending, what does that mean for your future nest egg? Or if you retire 2 years earlier, how much less will you have to live on?
Precisely. Asking and answering these types of questions helps ensure the decisions you make are right for you and aligned with your values. I meet people every day who are not confident in their financial picture. They're not confident in the choices they might have to make and are not confident in their financial knowledge. I'd really like to help give people back their confidence.
Jim, we're heading into a time of year when a lot of people want to spend sometimes a lot of money, but they may not really want to think about the consequences until next year. So what are your thoughts around managing money-related stress during the holidays?
Almost a third of adults with partners, about 31%, who were surveyed, reported that money was a major source of conflict in their relationship. People who work with a financial planner and have a comprehensive written financial plan feel more confident that they'll meet their financial goals and obligations. My job is to help you live the life you desire without worrying about every bill.
Well, having a little anxiety around money can actually be a good thing, but when it begins to affect your quality of life, it's probably time to start thinking about how to prevent or reduce stress about money.
Financial lives are like flight plans. Okay, there are all kinds of things that will throw you off course, and it's all about the corrections you make to get to your destination. You may, for example, choose a detour based on changing priorities or unexpected events such as an illness or job loss. Having a framework to understand and assess your financial decisions along the way offers a sense of confidence because you know where you can be to get control back fairly quickly.
So speaking of charting a course, let's talk a little bit now about how you can help families navigate conversations on charitable giving. Money is one of those, the most powerful tools that we have to teach children life skills, and it makes sense to sort of bring the kids into that conversation.
A family's choice about how it commits its charitable dollars is a great place to start the discussion around the importance of financial planning. Sometimes explaining the logic behind financial decisions opens the conversation to an exploration of family values. These types of conversations can foster a sense of awareness and compassion for others that may be less fortunate.
So what's one way, Jim, for parents to actually help their children see their values in action?
I'd suggest starting with an exercise that engages the whole family in the decision-making process. A longtime client of mine organizes their family a charitable event plan giving by putting 100 dried beans on the dining room table, each one representing 1% of their annual giving. They divide the pile of beans representing the amounts they want to donate to various local and global causes, and then they review the organizations together, collectively, as a family, before allocating the beans appropriately.
I actually love this concept of interactive family discussions, and charitable giving is a great example of breaking down basics involved in that whole decision-making process. So I have to ask, what do you recommend if the kids are already grown? Have they missed the chance to create a family mission?
Not at all. It's great to start having these conversations when the kids are young, but remember the conversation needs to be appropriate for all age groups. Even adult with kids and their own families can participate in these. And a great place to get the ball rolling around the dinner table could be to ask these types of questions. What is the organization? What do they do? Why are you choosing it? And what will your donation be used for?
Jim, these are the richest types of conversations for a family to share, and it's actually giving the kids an opportunity to learn the value of responsible giving while learning about each family member's values and interests. It's really powerful stuff. Charity does start at home, and there's not a better time to start the tradition than right now during the holiday season.
For the more affluent families that I work with, it's not just a matter of how much to give, but how to give and what to give, or even when to give. You have two main options when it comes to charitable giving. You can gift during your lifetime or bequest upon death. Many families I work with do both. When a gift has a significant value or the person making the gift is elderly and vulnerable, you might want to pay special attention to legal concerns. And of course, one thing that often gets overlooked, current and future tax considerations. We want to make sure that these considerations are taken into account as part of their written financial plan. Many of the families would like some say in how their donations are used, so they're quite interested in things like donor-advised funds. Other families are looking for help in how to donate their capital when they're gone, but would like to live on the income in the meantime.
So how do you start one of these teachable moments and these conversations about charitable giving?
Why not ask them how they'd like to make a difference in the world? It opens their eyes, and it takes some of the anxiety away because now they have a purpose around money.
Well, this could be a goal to set for the new year, and it's really important to remember that we're teaching the next generation about family values as well as money, and it's not just the initial conversation, but it sounds like money is the ongoing conversation.
Consider talking about fundamentals and start early on, raising the scope and expectations of your kids or grandkids, especially as they grow older. I remember a parent telling me recently that their young son, when they were talking about not being able to afford something, he, like many small children, said, well, why don't you just go to the bank and get more?
I've actually heard this before because kids are literal thinkers. They're not quite grasping that money is a finite resource.
One couple I work with told me a great story about using Monopoly money to help their kids understand the concept of budgeting and financial decision-making. They represented their net income in Monopoly money and asked the kids to guess what they thought the various ongoing monthly costs of running the family were. They then produced a bill and took that amount of Monopoly money off the table. Okay. Once they had finished, they had discretionary and variable expenses. They said, this is what, as a family, we have left over. Now, in our family, we should do the following with what we have left over. Save a fixed percentage for long term. Be prepared to give a small amount of it away to charity and help the less fortunate. And it was okay to spend some of it now and actually enjoy it.
So, Jim, as we finish our show today, what are some impactful financial planning life skills that we can offer just to help people point their kids in the right direction?
Strive to communicate to your kids the importance of setting aside savings by paying themselves first before they start spending freely. It's about creating good financial habits. Assist your children in learning about credit and debit by reviewing a credit card statement. Teach them about interest rates and penalties for late payments. Emphasize the importance of compound growth and the idea of making money grow over time.
Definitely. Set your kids up to succeed in 2017. You can make it a resolution, whether it's your kids or even your grandkids.
A final message, if I could. If you're not satisfied with what you're doing or where you are financially, I invite you to sit down with me and take a look at your situation. Let's see if you can't help become more confident and more secure in your financial future. It's not just about choosing investments. Financial planning involves finances and money and family.
Confidence in your own financial situation and your options goes a long way to helping create a much better outcome. You're listening to Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Today, we've been speaking with JimDoyle, Senior Financial Consultant with Investors Group. And as we move into 2017, this could be the perfect time to re-examine your financial habits and patterns to help develop maybe some new healthy financial habits and to start working towards creating and completing our New Year's financial bucket list. Make that list and write down your financial plan. To learn more about JimDoyle and how he helps financially comfortable Canadians, and to find out exactly how he can renew your sense of confidence and purpose through following a well laid out written financial plan, all you have to do is give him a call, 604-682-5431. Jim, thank you for the conversation today. Happy holidays. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.